Hello again and welcome back to the channel Amanda Gets Growing. If you're new to this channel, it's basically me, surprise, Amanda, talking about my garden where I'm growing as much fruit and veg as I can organically. It's just a small suburban back garden in the southeast of the UK. Nothing special about it. But it's really amazing about how much you can actually grow when you put your mind to it. Now that we're in late summer, I'm really excited because it means I can give you a quick tour of the garden and show you how all of the plans and the projects and all the work I put in earlier on in the year has paid off. Thankfully this year I've had more successes than failures. The weather's been really kind. We've had really good summer, so a lot of the plants that didn't do very well last year have been bombing away this year, and it's fantastic. I also want to talk a little bit about the season that's around the corner, because as gardeners you always have to think about what's coming. Autumn's coming up. Now please don't think any nonsense about putting the garden to bed. Don't put your garden to bed. There's still loads of growing time left, and there's still lots you can do to keep your garden productive. And honestly, it's so fantastic when you get into those later months to be able to pick some salad leaves or something from your garden. It just makes you feel fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that. And finally, I'm aware that I owe you all a video. So as you know, I try to do transformations on this channel where I'm changing my space to kind of optimize what I can grow. And one of the transformations I did was I took out this massive conifer bush in my front garden so that I could grow tomatoes, as it was this lovely sunny spot. I really am very excited to show you the results of that. Spoiler alert, it's gone well. So yeah, stick with it and keep watching. So in true YouTube style, I think I'm going to keep the update about the tomatoes until the end of the video. But I do want to give you an update on the front of my garden, because here there used to be 3 large shrubs. They'd probably been in the ground since the time this house was built, so coming up for about 40 years ago. Really woody. It was an absolute nightmare to remove them. However, I didn't like the colour of the flowers. They didn't bring me joy, as that decluttering expert says. And I just realised that this space could be used for something so much more valuable. So to that end, I've now put in place a little plum tree, which obviously will get a bit bigger. Not too big though. I've deliberately bought what they call a pixie. Oh gosh, I can't think what they call it, but it's a dwarf tree because it's quite close to the house. And I probably will also put in, I've got some red currant bushes that I'm thinking of putting in around it, because I'm really trying to up my fruit game. So let me show you this little tree that I have here. So this here then is my small plum tree. It's going to give kind of Victoria style fruits in early autumn. It's slightly later fruiting than most plum trees. Just come in. It's looking really healthy. I'm really happy with it. I only put it in a few weeks ago. I've left some of the remains of the shrub on the ground here as like a mulch while I'm waiting to put the bushes in. You know, a couple of reasons. One, it's easy. It's an easy thing to do, let's be honest. But I also think it's mulching the soil, it's stopping weeds from growing. You know, it's multi-purpose. Then if we come round here to the beds, as you can see, the purple sage here is bombing away. That's doing really well. That's really nice in like herbal teas and things. Got some lettuce there. Slug damage hasn't been too bad this year, which is good. And of course behind it you can see I've got a lovely chard. Now let me show you my lovely tromboncino plants. You'll enjoy this, I think. This massive plant here is one of my tromboncinos. So it's a type of courgette / squash. You don't actually have to let the fruits grow this big. I just wanted to show you basically why it's called a tromboncino. And I'll be honest, I probably let that one get away from me a bit. The flavour is probably more like a courgette, but the texture is more like a squash, and it's super tasty to fry up in little bit of garlic and olive oil. Highly recommend it. Very easy to grow. It does take up quite a bit of space, but I think it's good fun, and I always think it's worthwhile growing varieties that you can't easily get in the shops, and I don't think you're seeing anything like that at Tesco. Now, one of the things you can do with these really big plants is you can use them to kind of shelter the salady plants that don't like the sun. So if I don't know if you can see, I've got some lettuce growing in there. It's done really well where we've had the hot weather, and they've been protected basically under the umbrella of the squash leaves. This here is a little bit of a teaser for the grand reveal for the tomatoes in my front garden. But this one here, believe it or not, is completely self-seeded. So all I can think of is that I discarded a tomato in the compost last year, and when I put the compost on the ground and it warmed up, it decided to grow. And look, the fruits are really lovely, really tasty. It's been very productive, and yeah, there's still a lot to come on there. So really, it was a really lovely surprise to find that growing in my garden, as it's completely unplanned. Moving on, here I have my raspberry plant, which has been really productive this summer. It's done really well. It's finished now, but yeah, I've been really happy with that. And then if I come down, I don't know if you can see, I've got a pond there. Now this pond, it's the second year the pond's been in place. The first year absolutely nothing came. I was desperate for frogs, nothing came. This year I've actually had a few frogs come and visit the pond, and they basically like to chill out there on a hot day, and it's like a bath for them or something, and I've really enjoyed watching the frogs in the pond. Here by my lovely shed, if you remember the shed transformation, I've still got my mint plants. Now I had planned to put a planter in front here and to grow some more fruit bushes. Now there's a story there. So I've ended up buying this planter here. I didn't have a chance to properly pot this up yet, so I've just put the currants in here for now, just to give them somewhere to kind of live. But yeah, they're not, I haven't fully potted this up yet, and I won't be putting so many in here at once. But yeah, so this planter I had planned on putting in front of the shed. I realised after I got it that I got the dimensions wrong, and it's too wide really to put there. However, in saying that, this space here underneath the cherry tree that my neighbour has, there's a lot of roots, which means that I can't really dig into the soil. So yeah, it's a really good place to have the planter. So it's all worked out well in the end. Here we go. A bit more of my garden. Now down here, I said I'd show you what I dug out from these shrubs. Yeah, that was it. Oh my god, that was really hard work to dig that out. Yeah, so there's 3 of them there that I had to take out in order to plant the plum tree. Here at the front of my house I have a very small little growing area for the autumn winter season. One plant I strongly recommend growing is this one here, which is the bull's blood. This does really well in like a salad. It's super tasty, it's nutritious, as you can see from the colour of the leaves, and it is hardy. That is going to keep growing through the whole winter season. It is a member of the beetroot family, but the leaves themselves I would say have quite a subtle beetrooty taste. It's not too overpowering if you're not a massive fan of beetroot. I also have growing at the back, I only planted them last weekend, some red lettuce and some Mizuna seeds. So that is a bit late, I'm not going to lie, but I had the seeds lying around, and why not give it a go. Mizuna in particular is very hardy, so I could well be having that come the autumn time. Over here I have some chard. My chard managed to overwinter where I am last year, although it was established, and maybe these are too young, I'm not sure. But anyway, these leaves here, you know, they're really young and they're going to be really tasty in a salad. So I've lost absolutely nothing through growing them, and I think really that is the lesson here, which is that at this time of year you've probably got a few spare seed packets hanging around. We don't know what the weather's going to do, we don't know when it's going to turn cold, but yeah, just give it a go really, and just see. There's nothing to lose. Now that concludes my video for today. Before I go, I did promise you an update on those tomatoes out the front. So let's go take a look. Here I am then, back out in my front garden. I apologise it's taken me so long to get back out here, but hopefully that makes the contrast even more impressive. So obviously originally I had that massive conifer bush, then I put in place the metallic planters with the bare soil, and now I have 4 incredibly healthy tomato plants growing. Really chuffed, and I've got so many tomatoes, I don't know what to do with them. I do want to talk a little bit about the varieties. To begin with, I'd like to talk about this one here. And now I grow this every single year, and every single year it does the business for me. And it's completely fuss free. I haven't done anything fancy like remove side shoots or anything like that. I just keep it watered and it keeps fruiting. So yeah, Golden Sunrise, I can't recommend it enough. And yeah, there's still a few unripe fruits on there, so I think I'm going to be getting some more tomatoes for a few weeks to come. And over here, this is a different variety that I'm trying. I'll put the name in the description because I always get it wrong. It's not fruited quite as much as the Golden Sunrise, but I have had quite a few off it. And as I say, there's still a few more tomatoes to come, so they're by no means done yet. I am starting to think about the autumn and what will happen when the tomato plants do eventually finish, because I don't really want these planters to be sat here empty. And I think what I can do is I can use them to grow maybe some tender salad plants that I have that wouldn't necessarily grow very well in the beds out the back, but this here is a lovely sheltered spot. You know, it gets the sun, so it's going to extend my growing season to have to put them in here. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this front garden transformation over the past few months, and it's given you a few ideas. It's certainly transformed my growing space really a lot. So have a think if there's anything similar like this that you can do maybe at home. And yeah, I'm going to be back with an update in the autumn for sure.